You really can't handle the truth, but here's mine anyway. Sometimes I feel like Truman, you know, that character Jim Carrey played in The Truman Show. I feel like my life is this 24/7, 365 reality TV show, and I don't always like it. Do you like people in your business 24/7? Exactly. Sometimes I just don't want y'all to know what it takes to be Kimberly K. DeBro Parker. Based on the analytics and the fact that most of you only stick around for the first 5 seconds of the video anyway, you don't even want to know what it takes to be Kimberly K. DeBro Parker. Take this reel, for example. It's all of 5 minutes and 23 seconds long, and most of you don't even have the attention span to stick around for the first 10 seconds. So why should I bother to tell you what it really took for me to pull this day off? Maybe you do, so here goes. Before finally settling in this comfortable seat next to this woman who kept nodding in my direction, I had a very full day. Not only did I manage to do some work, but I also fit in 6.1 miles of walking down the street. Because frankly, if I don't take care of Kimberly K. DeBro Parker, then who will? On this particular day, it was also time for me to retwist my hair. This was also the day I set aside to retwist my hair, which took about maybe 2.5 hours. Because first I had to wash it, detangle it, and then deep condition it. And on top of all of that, I still tried to fit in a social life. He wanted to take me out on a date, but it just wasn't possible. So he'll have to wait until I get back. Now, like any decent woman, before going on vacation, you gotta make sure the house is together. Although my children are the only people that have keys to my home, I want them to see how mama is living, even though they're not there. I want them to see that I practice what I preach about cleanliness being next to godliness. Packing wasn't as eventful this time because I was determined to set a timer and get it all done within an hour. Did it happen? No. It took about 2 hours. Nevertheless, I didn't take the entire home in a suitcase this time. Shout out to Kimberly K. DeBro Parker. If you recall, my son accidentally totaled my car, so now we're back to sharing a car that we own together. With his work schedule, I knew that he wasn't going to be able to take me to the airport. I also knew that even though I had an option to stay in DC at my godsister's house, I didn't want to do that because my flight left at 6 o'clock in the morning, which meant I was going to have to be up and out of her house by 3:30 to get to the airport by 4 a.m. No, she would not have minded, but still, I want to be sensitive to people being able to sleep when they want to sleep. I decided the best way to get to the airport and not inconvenience both my son and my sister was to catch a train. That meant I had to catch a train the night before and sleep at the airport. So my son took me to Penn Station in Baltimore at around 10 o'clock, and I caught a 10:30 train straight to Union Station in Washington, D.C. From there, I caught a red line to Gallery Place and managed to catch the last yellow line to the airport. Do you know that if I had not made that train, I would not have been able to get to the airport by metro? I would have had to take an Uber. And y'all know that I live life on a budget as a nomad, and I wasn't going to do that. Now, while I'm going through all of these shenanigans, jumping through all of these hoops, every now and again, I'm thinking I should really take out my cell phone and capture some of this. But then I don't want to be Truman. I don't want to have to live my life as a 24/7 reality TV show. I just want to get the job done. Are there any content creators out there that can relate? I digress. So I make it to the airport and I suss out a very comfortable place to sleep. So I found this little spot tucked away near the JetBlue check station to make sure that I was able to get to the gate in a timely fashion. My slumber was pleasant because I can fall asleep anywhere. I got to the security checkpoint at 4:05 a.m. and made it all the way through to the other side by about 4:15. Since my flight didn't leave until 6 a.m., I decided that I was going to sit and enjoy some cornbread and mandarin oranges from my lunch bag. For whatever reason, JetBlue started boarding just a little bit late and they took off a little bit late. But overall, the entire process was seamless. Shout out to JetBlue. I had a brief layover in Fort Lauderdale, but missed my connecting flight to Los Angeles because JetBlue closes their doors 15 minutes before takeoff. I was literally 1 minute late. Nevertheless, they booked me on a flight 2 hours later with no problem. Again, shout out to JetBlue. The flight from Fort Lauderdale to Los Angeles was another 4 hours. I slept on the plane a little bit, and I also found time to read and play some solitaire. I was so glad when that flight landed in Los Angeles, I didn't know what to do with myself. I had no checked bag, so all I needed to do was grab my stuff and get off the plane. I made my way to ground transportation, found the shuttle that took me to the metro station, and caught a city bus to my destination. And that, my dear, is my Truman Show experience. Thank you for staying till the end. Follow for more.